Hey, how are you? Welcome to my show. I'm Jackie Pizzini, and I'm the host of Repurpose, Reuse, and Flip It. I know I had told you all that I was going to be here about a couple of Saturdays ago, and it just got so cold, but we're out here in the shop today, and I had promised you that I was going to show you how to make a pill bottle lure holder. So what you're going to do is, when you take your fishing rod out, and us people that like to fish, this is for the people who love to fish, men and women, kids, whatever. When you go traveling, you like to keep your favorite lure. This is not my favorite, but I'm just going to use an example. You like to keep that lure with those treble hooks. You like to keep that tied on your fishing line. And so we tend to hook it to our rod, and then we throw it into the back of the car. We throw it into our truck. These hooks, they get stuck. They get stuck inside your shirt. They get stuck inside your car. So let me show you a remedy for what you can do with pill bottles. Okay, you just get your ordinary pill bottle that you save from the store. And if you wanted to take a little sandpaper and buff up the top, and you can spray plastic paint any color on the top of it if you want. And that's just maybe to give it a little bit of color when you go out. But let me show you something. So on this one, for example, this lure here will not fit in this bottle. So we have to go with a larger size. So we're going to go with this size right here. And as you can see, I've now got the lure in the bottle. So you want to take the cap, and like I said, if you want to make a color cap, it's really cool because then you can spray paint it. And maybe in your mind you'll know, hey, grab the orange rod, and you can tell if you got friends with you or your kids, hey, Joey, grab the rod that has the orange cap, okay? So you can sand this, scuff it up a little bit with some sandpaper, spray it, make it a bright color, okay. You want to get a small saw like this, and what you want to do is you want to be able to cut a slit with that saw. Now, this is a little dangerous, so I'm going to tell you that if you have a clamp, which I do. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can do this. Prove myself here. Okay, so we have a clamp, and I thought I had a smaller clamp. Actually, I do. Let's use a pair of vice grips. Okay. So we get a pair of vice grips here. We tighten them up a little bit. And this is so you don't saw into your fingers. So what you want to do is you want to clamp this down onto your cap. And just use it as like if it was a vice grip inside your shop, okay? And you want to tighten that down. Okay, so now we have something to hold it with. Okay, remember this is what we're doing here. We're going to put this cap on here. Well, let me show you the secret. So you want to saw, find a spot that you can saw with. And keep your thumb out of the way. And you want to open up a spot. Now this might be a little bit too rough. I have another saw that's a little bit finer blade. Okay, if that doesn't work, you can always start off this way. Pair of wire cutters. Where are my wire cutters? I just put them in the box. Okay. And take a pair of wire cutters or a pair of sharp scissors. And in order to do this, you want to get this groove started so that you can get in there. So that worked fairly well. Okay, so now if you look, we got it's a little cut right there. Okay, now we can go back to our saw. And what we want to do is we want to saw a slit. Let me make sure y'all can see this now. So we want to saw a slit. Get in that groove. You can also use an electric saw, which is probably a lot faster, which I could do, but I think we've got this. And you're still trying to, let's use a sharper pair of scissors here. I have one of these. These are great. Get some industrial scissors that are really sharp. So you want to go ahead and start working that slit into the end of this cap. And once you do that, and once we get the slit in there, now sewing the slit. And it's going to take a few minutes because you've got to get this just right. And it's starting to work. You got to understand here, I'm not holding this with a pair of vice grips. I don't have a lock in here. Okay, so we've now got this started. Let's go back to our scissors again. You know, plastic is a little hard. So what we want to try to do is we want to cut and we want to get a line. Another thing you can use too is a very sharp knife. Remember again, this is my first attempt at doing this, but it is my idea. Nobody has come up with this yet. There's nothing like this that I've found on the internet. And you're sporting, now this works better, a utility knife. So be careful because you got your fingers in the way. So we want to maybe lay it down. Let's see, can we show the camera? Let's lay it down flat. Let me give you all a little bit of leverage here. So, I want to lay it down flat. Anyway, the slit is in there. And we want to try to get this slit right into the top of that cap. As you can see. Yeah, now we can go back with the saw again. We're a little closer. And start at the top and work your way. The top of the saw, because your blade is going downward. So you want to try to get that in there. And we want to try to cut midway into the cap. Again, I think using an electric saw is going to be a lot faster. But I think you have the idea in mind of what I'm trying to do. Okay, so once we get that in there, let's go down with the utility knife. And okay, utility knife works really easy. I'm now cutting. And there's a little button area. So let me show you. So right on the cap right here on the front, you will see that there is, right here is a little button area. Okay. And you want to take that slit and you want to go right to that button and you want to stop. Okay, so where the next part comes in is your lure. Now, I don't have any fishing line around here, but I'm just going to give you a general idea of what you can do. So you want to tie your fishing line, and then you want to put your lure back into that large pill bottle with the line up. Put your line through the cap so that it goes to the center, and twist. So now your line is here, okay? So what you're doing is you have, get the camera straight for you. So you have your line coming out, and now your lure is safe. So at the end of your rod tip, you know, you might have put a little bit of line down. And you now have a safety thing to keep that lure from getting in your clothes, getting in the sides of your car, getting stuck in your seat. And then when you go fishing, all you do is you just grab your line, unsnap that cap with a little twist. Make sure you leave a little bit of line loose right here so that you can twist off. And then you've got your lure and you don't have your hooks hooked up. So that's what I wanted to show you today on my show of Repurpose, Reuse, and Flip It, about how you can make something for fishing people like myself, which is something I'm looking forward to doing. I have a guest of mine coming out tomorrow, and I'm going to take him up through the state forest up here in Cumberland, Virginia, and show him fishing and show him the state. So my next show, the next thing that I want to get back to, because folks, I've been pretty sick over the winter. I'm getting much better. Thank you for your prayers. I have had a lot of people talking. my next project again, I think we're going to go back and work with the vintage suitcases, because I do have a couple of them primed up, about ready to start painting on. I have two perfect stools that we're going to attach those suitcases to, and then we're going to do a rope binding around those, the pieces that hold the stool, the squares. And that's going to be our next show. So we have, like I said, I have two matching ones, but right here, we're going to be making shelves across here with real thick rope. And we're going to wrap that around, make matching suitcases for end tables, possibly nightstands for your bedroom. I know I'm making one for mine. But anyway, I hope everybody has a happy beginning. I know that we're going through some rough times right now in the United States and all over the world. But I just wanted to say bright blessings. Thank you again for watching and seeing me. I'm Jackie Pizzini, host of Repurpose, Reuse, and Flip It. And I'm looking forward to showing you my next adventure. Have a great one.